welcome to the Vibe of the 2 and 5 podcast. I'm Cam.
And I'm Emily. And we're doing a normal episode today, folks. So back to the usual style. We're first going to start how we normally do by reviewing the most recent Syracuse basketball game. So the most recent game was at Georgetown, and Syracuse won 80-68, and the Orange improved to be 7-3 on the year.
Player of the game was Judah Mintz. He had 25 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 steals, 1 block, 5 fouls. So he did foul out, but he played 33 minutes. He only fouled out for about a minute. It was like a minute left in the game when he fouled out. So it really wasn't a big deal. But Judah Mintz, very good game as usual.
Yep. Other key contributors, JJ also had a really good game with 21 points, 5 rebounds, 1 steal, and he played 38 minutes. And also Quadir had a good game. He had 14 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block, and he played 25 minutes. So it was nice to see him step up off the bench. Great work, Quadir. Keep it up.
Definitely. And a good game from JJ. I've been waiting for a good game from JJ, so Great to see that. Some other stats. Malik Brown had 8 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals in 27 minutes. So Malik always contributing. Nothing new there. Chris Bell had 5 points, 1 rebound, 1 steal, 21 minutes. So a bit of an off game from Chris, but we have a little bit of talking about him to do in the notes section because there's a reason why he only had 5. And then, surprise, surprise, Monir Hema, 4 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block in 9 minutes. So finally, Monir Hema getting some run. So
happy to see that. Play. And Justin Taylor, only 3 points. He did have 6 rebounds, though, and a steal, and played 29 minutes. But I just wish he was more consistent and scored a bit more. Same with Benny. He only had 2 rebounds, 1 assist in 11 minutes. Didn't score any points. And Kyle Cuff, again, 1 steal in 3 minutes. And then lastly, Naheem McLeod had 1 rebound in 4 minutes. So there's a lot of guys we honestly didn't get much from that game, which was interesting.
Definitely top loaded between Judah, JJ, Quadir. Notes from this game. It was a homecoming game from Judah. He's from Maryland. That's where Georgetown is. Quadir and Malik had posterizing dunks, which was very exciting to see. And like I said a little bit earlier, Chris only took 4 shots and he had 5 points. So I think if Chris kept shooting the ball, he would have had more points, but he didn't, and other people stepped up, which was good, but Chris only took 4 shots this game. One thing that's not on the notes that I want to mention, though, is that the reason that Monir Hema hasn't been playing is apparently he's been dealing with a lower back injury earlier this year, so that's interesting that that's just coming out now.
Yeah,
Coach Red has said in the past that he is not injured or anything, so I don't know what's up with that, but at least he's playing now, I guess.
Yeah, at least we kind of have a reason as in why he hasn't, because, I mean, we're just wondering, where's Hema?
Exactly.
So it's good to get a little bit of an answer. Some other notes, though, is Justin Taylor was 1 for 7 from the field, so he was really struggling with shooting this game. But on the other hand, Judah was 13 for 15 from the free throw line, so he's really improved with that, and just love to see it. And McLeod's foot was apparently injured at the end of the first half, so that kind of gives an explanation as in why he, didn't have many stats. And McLeod told Coach Red he didn't feel like he could give 100% energy, so we're thinking that's why he was kind of taken out of the game.
Yeah, and funny enough, Malik Brown started the second half, and as you guys know, that never happens. Starters always start the start of the game in the second half, but Malik Brown started the second half, so that just shows that McLeod was not feeling 100%. So very interesting to see.
Yep. And then our next game is versus Oregon on Sunday, the 17th. So this game is actually going to be played in South Dakota. I think it will be a pretty interesting game. We'll definitely have to play good to win, but I think we could beat them.
One thing I want to mention that's not on the notes as well, as I was reading about this before we recorded, and this game is being played in the Miami Heat G League facility arena.
Wow.
So where really the SoFi Skyforce or whatever I think it's called, where they play, that's where this game's going to be played. And stay tuned because that name is going to come up later in the episode. You guys will see because we got a few segments that we're going to be covering, and one of them is about G League teams, which is actually the next segment we're going to get into right now.
Wow, what a great segue. All right, guys, so now we're going to talk about Syracuse basketball. Where are they now? So we're going to look into some former Cuse players and talk about where they're playing currently.
This is a returning segment. We did it last year. We're going to do it again this year. We'll probably do it once a year if people transfer wherever, just see how everyone's doing. All right. First player, Jesse Edwards.
Oops, wrong button.
Current team, West Virginia. He's a fifth-year player. Stats for this year, 16.2 points a game, 9.3 rebounds, and a little bit over 33 minutes. Team record 4-5. So, Jesse, moon to you. You should have stayed at Syracuse.
I wish you did.
But now you get to lose at West Virginia, so that's what you deserve. Sorry, not sorry. Shouldn't have gone to West Virginia and gone over $100,000.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Okay, though.
Literally, but at least he's doing okay, I guess. Shows Syracuse a little bit of, I don't know what the word, a little bit of pride. Shows that we could actually do something with players.
Yeah,
anyways,
definitely.
Next player, Miss Mingo, we have Joe Girard.
Yeah, let's look into him. So he did transfer to Clemson, so he's with them, and he's a fifth year as well. So his stats are 15.1 points per game, 3.4
assists per
game, and 31.8 minutes per game. And their team is actually ranked 9-0. So, they have a good team for sure, but I don't think Joe's necessarily playing as much as he would have on Cuse, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. And Clemson's ranked number 13 in the country, which is crazy. But one thing that's funny that I was actually talking to my dad about yesterday is no matter where Joe went, we would have played him this year. He was between Clemson and LSU for transferring.
True.
So we played LSU earlier. We're going to play Clemson because they're in the ACC. So either way, we would have seen Joe this year, which I kind of find funny. Maybe he wants a homecoming to the Dome, but who knows? But Joe Girard on Clemson, I'm not as mad at him, because I didn't really want him to stay, quite honestly. But still happy for him. Glad we got JJ, so we don't even really need Joe this year. All right, we're going to get into some older players now. Like, these are blast from the past throwbacks, one-year guys. All right, here we go. Kadari Richmond. I don't know if you guys remember him. Current team, Seton Hall. He committed to us out of high school the COVID year, so 2020, 2021, that year. He's a senior, which is just crazy. Some stats for him: 14.8 points per game, 6.2 rebounds per game, and 31.2 minutes. And team record is 6-4. So Kadari is what we pretty much expected when he was at Cuse. I mean, a bigger guard can rebound, but I'm glad he's getting playing time at Seton Hall, because who knows what he would have became at Syracuse if he even stayed.
We have a special guest. Wilbur just came in here. He's actually never been in this room, so he had to come and explore. But we want to say hi to Wilbur. He got a new collar today, and it's very cute.
Very knowledgeable. Right.
Thank you, Wilbur, for making an appearance.
All right, Miss Mall, let's talk about Woody Newton.
All right, so he's currently on George Mason, very random school, I feel like, but he's a senior this year, and he is not doing too great, 7.1 points per game, 3.6 rebounds, 17 minutes. I mean, this is just your typical off-the-bench player, whatever.
Yep.
Nothing crazy, but, their record is 7-2, so honestly not a bad record, but he's not doing too much over there.
And one thing I want to say, that this is Woody's third school. Started at Syracuse, transferred to Oklahoma State, now at George Mason. So 3 schools.
Wilbur.
Wow. We have another player that went to 3 schools and is on his 3rd school currently, and that's Quincy Guerrier. Current team, Illinois. He's a 5th year. So 3 schools. Again, like I said,
that's crazy.
Syracuse, Oregon, Illinois, which is just wild. Stats this year: 8 points per game, 6.7 rebounds, a little over 22 minutes a game. Team record is 7-2, and they're ranked number 16 in the country. So good for Quincy. Always liked Quincy. Always will root for Quincy. So glad he's doing well. Glad his team is doing well, especially. And Always wish good things with him. I've never had an ill thought about Quincy Guerrier.
He was always
Next.
pretty cool.
Next player, Miss Mingo, we have a Syracuse and elite basketball legend.
Yes, so we're going to be talking about Symir Torrance. So he just went down the interstate to Binghamton, and he's a senior this year. He is averaging 9.8 points per game, 6.7 assists per game, and 31.4 minutes, with their team record being 6-4, which honestly isn't horrible considering, like, in my opinion, they're like barely D1.
Exactly.
He's a good player. I would like to see him get, a few more points, but I've always liked Symir, still rooting for him. But it is what it is,
Definitely. One thing, though, his points are a little bit lower than I expected, but his assists are way higher than I expected.
Yeah, but he's a team player, so.
Exactly. And I didn't put this on here, but his rebounds are really good, too. Like, he does everything for that team, which is very good. And I think it's what he needed. He wanted to be a starter and be a star for a team, and that's what he's getting at Binghamton, so glad to see it from Symir.
Yep.
Next, we're going to talk about some G League guys, and this is what I was mentioning earlier. Cole Schwider, current team, Miami Heat and SoFi Skyforce, sorry, that's a mouthful, which is a two-way contract between Miami and the G League. NBA stats, 5.3 points a game, and he's only played 3 games in the NBA. G League stats, he's doing very well in the G League, though, averaging a little bit over 25 a game and 27 games in the G League. So good for Cole. Hope to see him get promoted to Miami soon. Miami's culture with undrafted guys, you never know what can happen. Cole Schwider could turn into a star, ladies and gentlemen. You never know.
Would love to see that.
So I'm really glad he's on Miami. He got a shot with the Lakers, didn't really work out, but I'm glad he's with Miami. It's, I think, the perfect team for him if he wants to develop. So great signing, Miami Heat. Next, we have Miss Mingle, the son of Jim Boeheim.
Yep, we're going to talk about Buddy Boeheim. A little disappointed with what we got here, but his current team is the Motor City Cruise, and I believe that is the G League of the Detroit Pistons.
That is correct, Miss Mingle.
And you guys know the Pistons on like a 20-something losing streak, so neither team are good.
It turned 22 last night.
Oh, man. But he's getting 14 points per game across 13 games in the G League. So I'd honestly say like a little bit of a bust, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Buddy really did have a good college career, but I feel like a lot of that had to do with, being under the coaching of his father. He always got a lot of playing time and all that stuff. I mean, Buddy's a really nice guy. We wish him the best, but a little bit disappointing in my opinion.
I mean, hey, what's it to lose for Detroit? Promote him already. Like,
right?
You're losing 22 games in a row. Just promote him, honestly.
I mean, yeah, maybe they need a good switch up, swap out some players or something.
One thing I saw, which is crazy, is that the Texas Rangers have more wins in the month of November this season than the Detroit Pistons. The Rangers have 1 win and the Pistons have 0, which is just crazy. I'm sorry, it was November. It was month of November. I'm sorry. I might have misspoke back there, but month of November, that's just crazy. Alrighty. Next player is Elijah Hughes. Current team Wisconsin Herd, which is the G League affiliate of the Milwaukee Bucks. Stats, not great. 11.9 points a game in 13 games, I thought Elijah Hughes would have been not a star, but, he could have been off the bench in the NBA, but I was proven wrong. So, another one peaked in college, not that great anymore. So, kind of disappointing to see.
He was another one. I believe he entered the draft as a junior.
Yep, he should have.
He was another one. I really feel like, that extra year could have really made a difference for him. But, these guys just want to jump straight to the NBA and, you got to trust the process with that kind of stuff.
Exactly. They just see dollar signs and jump.
Yep.
All right, next player, MCW. Ema, let's talk about MCW.
All right, so we got Michael Carter Williams. So his current team is the Mexico City Capitanes?
I don't know how to say it. We'll just
excuse our pronunciation.
Sorry,
some
we're not.
G League team.
Yeah, especially when you're in Mexico City. I don't know how we're expected to pronounce that.
Yeah, but otherwise, his stats are 12.9 points per game across 10 games. So kind of similar to, the previous players we've discussed. Nothing crazy. I mean, yeah.
At least he's getting an opportunity. I didn't really think he'd be playing anymore, but at least he's getting an opportunity. I mean, he was in the NBA with the Magic last year, in the G League this year. Maybe he'll get promoted. You never know. Somebody like Detroit could use him.
Yeah, that's true.
So MCW, glad he's still playing. Maybe he'll get promoted. Who knows? Next player, we got actually decent players now. Jeremy Grant, current team Portland Trailblazers, and in my personal opinion, besides Carmelo Anthony, Jeremy Grant is the best Syracuse basketball player, one of the best Syracuse basketball players to ever go to the NBA.
I agree.
He has played so well. He's gotten so much better over the years. He was my favorite when he was on Syracuse, so it's good to see that he's developed and turned out to be this great player. Stats, 22.1 points a game, 3.8 rebounds, and a little under 35 minutes. I mean, great production from Jeremy Grant. Yeah, Portland's not a great team. They're not good either, but, I mean, you can't really ask for much more. 22 points a game, that's really good, especially when you have a ton of young guys on your team. You're still getting the ball and scoring. They have Scoot, they have Robert Williams, they have DeAndre Ayton. There's a bunch of guys that could score on that team, but Jeremy Grant is still getting it done, which we love to see that.
Like, he's one of the NBA players that's actually very well known. So
exactly,
he's definitely one of Syracuse's most successful by far.
Peers are in agreement. All right, about the opposite, Miss Ma, your birthday twin.
All right, we got to talk about O'Shea Brissett over here. So he's currently with the Boston Celtics, but he's been one of those guys who have been traded, but his stats are very underwhelming, you guys. 2.5 points per game, 10.6 minutes across 10 games. So not much from him. I mean, I'm honestly surprised he's even up with the Celtics.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they're a very good team. So, that is really cool. But, again, he's not really getting that much.
He just plays when they're up or down by 10 million points, and it doesn't matter anymore.
He's like a walk-on for them.
Yeah, so, literally.
I mean, it's cool he's still playing and with a nice team, but, he's not much of a star in the NBA.
He should go down to the G League, honestly. I think that would help him out.
He's not, honestly.
Yeah, literally. Alrighty, then we got Grant Riller. Had to throw him in here because you guys know we love Grant Riller around here. Current team Beijing Royal Fighters, which is actually in the Chinese league. And fun fact, Taco Fall is actually in the same league, which is very cool. Stats, 13 points a game across 11 games, which kind of underwhelming for him. I thought he'd be going crazy. But one thing is he's not playing every day. There's some games that he's just sitting out, which is really weird. I thought that was just odd. I saw it on the stat sheet. I don't know how accurate the stat sheet is, but I believe it personally. But Grant Riller, please come back to Boeheim's Army. That's all I ask. Please.
Oh, my goodness.
Please.
Love that.
Alrighty. Moving on, we have a new segment we're going to call A Piece of the Pie. So basically what this segment is there's 10 questions, and in order to complete the pie, the peer has to answer all 10 questions correctly. So I'm going to ask Emal a set of 10 questions, and then the opposite, she's going to ask me a set of 10 questions, and we're going to see if we can get them all correct. So fun fact, I thought of this idea in the shower, as I usually think of my podcast ideas. So let's get underway with a piece of the pie. Miss Mingle, are you ready for your questions?
I am ready.
All right, your first question, and these are any type of questions, sports related. So your first one is name 3 current Philadelphia Phillies.
I'm going to give some very basic answers here. Got to go with Bryce Harper.
That is one.
Syracuse Chiefs legend. Another one, Trey Turner.
That is 2.
And then Nick Castellanos.
That is 3. You have completed one piece of the pie. Question 2. Name 4 current LA Lakers.
I'm going to go with random players for this one, okay? I might be saying his name wrong, but it's a joke between me and Becca. So I'm going to go Torian Prince for
That
the
is
first
correct. That
one.
is how you say it. Torian
Okay.
Prince.
We're
One.
gonna go Jared Vanderbilt.
2. Jared Vanderbilt is 2. Very
We're
good.
gonna go with Max Christie.
That is 3.
And then lastly, Rui Hachimura.
That is 4. I was expecting Rui. I knew you were going to say
Yep.
Rui. So 4 LA Lakers, 2 pieces complete. Name 2 current Philadelphia Eagles players.
Let's do Jalen Hurts
Jalen Hurts is 1.
and Devonta Smith. Is that
That
his
is
name?
2. Yes, it
Okay.
is. 3 pieces complete. Question 4. Who is the 3rd overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft? And here's a hint. We watched this happen at Friends of Marcellus Park.
Oh my gosh, at Fump. All right. 3rd is Scoot Henderson.
That is correct. I knew you would know that. Let's go. Because Wemby was 1, Brandon Miller was 2, and Scoot was 3. Because we were hoping Scoot would fall to 3.
Yeah,
We
I
were
always
jumping up and
forget.
down.
Brandon Miller was 2. Yeah.
Me too. All right, question 5. What position does Kyle Higashioka play?
He's a catcher.
That is correct. Halfway done. What number does Jimmy Butler wear?
He wears 22.
That is correct. Question 7. How tall is Chris Bell?
I know he's pretty tall.
I'll give you a hint. There is a hint to this question on the slide somewhere.
Oh, okay, that's helpful. So he's got to be 6'7".
That's correct.
I was
Very
between
good.
that and 6'8". I almost said 6'8".
Nope, 6'7", Chris Bell. All right, question 8. Where did Joe Burrow attend college?
He went to LSU.
That is correct. Question 9. Who is the most recent Syracuse basketball player to be drafted? We talked about this player already in the podcast.
I was going to say, is it Cole Swider?
No, it is not.
Ooh.
I'll give you another guess. Cole Schwider actually went undrafted, which I was very surprised about.
Okay. Was it Buddy then?
It was not. It was Elijah Hughes.
Really?
Yeah, Elijah Hughes is the most recent Syracuse drafted player in 2020.
Huh. That
He
kind
was
of is
second round
sad.
pick. I know. It is.
Interesting.
All right, and then question 10. Can you name one fact about NBA rookie Bilal Coulibaly?
Yes. I'm gonna go with the fact that he doesn't have his driver's license.
Very good. All right, Miss Mingle. For the first segment of A Piece of the Pie, you got 9 out of 10 pieces. So pretty good. Very good, actually.
Thank you.
Elijah Hughes tricked you, though.
He
How dare
stumped
he?
me.
All right. Now it's your turn to ask me questions. All righty. Here we go.
Well, this is fun fact. Lately at work, there's been nothing to do because like all the work's caught up on. So I sit in the teacher's room, and to make it look like I'm doing something productive, I actually wrote out all the questions. I'm like, what can I work on? And I'm like, our podcast. So
Very knowledgeable.
I just wanted to share that with you guys. All right, Cam, can you name 3 former Syracuse basketball players that have made it into the NBA? You could do G League, whatever.
Dion Waiters, Michael Carter-Williams, and I'm trying to think of random people. Fab Melo, because I was talking about him yesterday.
Yes,
So.
very good.
Rest in peace, Fab Melo. I was talking about that with my dad yesterday. Rest in peace. That's just crazy, that whole story. All right, Miss Mingle's second question.
What is the AAA affiliate of the Rays?
Shout out Kyle Manzardo. It is the Durham Bulls.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Who is the coach of the Miami Heat?
That would be Coach Eric Spoelstra.
Yes, it is.
I like him. He's one of my favorite coaches.
He's pretty cool. Name 2 Syracuse Mets players, current or former, that have both played professional football and baseball.
Does college count as pro football?
Yes.
Okay. Brandon McIlwain and Coach Prime.
That's good, yeah. I was thinking about Tim Tebow could be an answer, but I like yours way better.
I didn't even think about Tim Tebow. I was thinking of the knowledgeable peers.
Yeah, I had B-Mac and him on, but Coach Prime's a way better answer.
Definitely. All right, question 5.
What year did the Mets unfortunately become or it should be minor league. Sorry. Wait, no.
That makes sense. Yeah,
When
yeah.
did it become the affiliate to Syracuse?
2019 is when the Mets took over.
Yes, that is correct.
I remember that season because that year was stacked with people. Dilson
Oh,
Herrera, that team was
that was like when it was
chef's
good.
kiss,
So.
literally. All right, question 6.
Name the NBA teams LeBron has played for.
Cleveland Cavaliers, Miami Heat, Cleveland Cavaliers again, and then the Lakers.
Very good. I like how you did them in order.
Have to.
All right. Name a city that has 3 professional sports teams in it.
This is the first city that crossed my mind, but Minnesota. Minnesota
Okay.
Vikings, Minnesota Twins, Minnesota Timberwolves. And
That's a good one.
if we're being professional here, the Minnesota Wild of the NHL. So that's 4.
Wow. Even better. That's a good answer.
All right, question 8.
All right. Name an NFL or college father-son duo that both played football professionally.
I hate to repeat myself, but I'm gonna have to go with Coach Deion Sanders, Shador Sanders, and Shiloh Sanders.
Very good.
So I give you 2 sons and a father.
Yeah. Great answer.
All right, question 9.
All right. What team won the MLB World Series in 2008?
The Philadelphia Phillies.
Yes.
And they beat the Tampa Bay Rays. And
Wow.
then fun fact, the next year the Yankees beat the Phillies in the World Series in 2009.
Yeah.
So I always remember those World Series because they were like the best ones.
Right? Yeah.
All right,
and
question
then
10. Can I complete
last
the pie?
one. Where is the NBA player Luka Doncic from?
He's from Slovenia.
Yes, it is. That's correct.
I got all 10 pieces. Let's go.
Very good.
All right. So if you guys like this segment, let us know. I was trying to think of random stuff, and at first we were going to call this segment Pyramid, but then we couldn't find any pyramids that were cut into 10 pieces, and I wasn't going to make one myself, so we decided to call it a piece of the pie instead. So
I
very
think it was
knowledgeable
fun.
segment. I think it was fun because it can be anything. It's football, basketball, baseball. We can make it anything we want. So I really like this segment. Let us know what you guys think. Alrighty. Another new segment, NBA Who He Play For.
Oh my gosh.
So Emal picked out some players. I don't know who they are, but I'm going to try to guess who these players play for currently. All right.
All right, guys, and I gotta look at my phone and cheat in case I don't remember where they play for, because some of them are just so irrelevant.
Alrighty, Miss Mingle, you ready to read off these players?
Yes. All right, first we're starting with Matisse Thybulle. Some of these guys were good in their prime, but like I said, are kind of more irrelevant now. So it was kind of tricky to come up with ones, but did my best.
A team that we have been talking about so much this episode, the Portland Trailblazers.
Yes.
All right.
Very good.
1 out of the way. Player 2, oh gosh, not this.
Reggie Bullock Jr. with the, as Becca says, turd hair.
Well, he jumped ship from Dallas to Houston. I know he's with the Houston Rockets.
That's correct.
All right, player 3.
All right, we got Andre Drummond. Like that. He was good. He's just, getting a little bit older.
The only reason I knew this is because he introduced Chet Holmgren to the NBA. He's on the Chicago Bulls.
That's right. That's good. Doing good so far, Cam.
Player 4.
All right. He was talked about so much in college, but Grayson Allen.
This one is so easy, Emal. I am a Suns fan. He is on the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah. To be honest, I just put him on here because I was going through a random generator of players, and he was the most random of the 30 they just gave me. So I'm like, yep, we're doing him.
Grayson Allen, Phoenix Suns. Love to see it. Oh gosh, Moses Brown. Oh no.
Yep, Moses Brown. I could give you a hint if
I'm gonna go with my gut on this one. I think he's on Portland.
That's right. He is.
Let's go. I knew it.
Portland
I knew
has so many random people, I feel like, but
they've come up so much this episode. They've come up so much. All right, moving on. Another NBA segment. It's a new segment, guys. Surprise, surprise. This episode's filled with new segments. We have NBA Money Grid. So each player will have $15 to make their starting 5. So I'll read off all the players we have. So in the $5 category, we have Luka Doncic, Devin Booker, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Joel Embiid. $4, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Donovan Mitchell, Jimmy Butler, Kevin Durant, and Bam Adebayo. $3, we have LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, Mikal Bridges, Zion Williamson, and Pascal Siakam. $2, Tyrese Halliburton, Jalen Green, Brandon Ingram, Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Victor Wembanyama. And then for $1, we have Cade Cunningham, Austin Reeves, Miles Bridges, Kristaps Porzingis, and DeAndre Ayton. So before we get started, let us know who you guys would pay $15 for your team in the comments down below. Miss Mall, I'll give you a little bit of time to think. I made this, so I know who I'm going to get already. So I'll go first on this one. So for $2, I'm going to get Tyrese Halliburton. For $5, surprise, surprise, I'm going to get Devin Booker. I know, it's shocking, you guys, right? I mean, oh my gosh, that's just a wild card from me. So I'm up to $7. For $3, I'm going to get Mikal Bridges. So that is $10. For $4, I'm going to get KD. So that's 14. And then DeAndre Ayton for 15. So that's my team. We have Halliburton, Booker. So that's 7 and 3. Mikal Bridges is 10 plus 4. 14 is KD. And plus 1 is 15 for DeAndre Ayton. So basically, I just built the Suns plus DeAndre Ayton and Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, Ayton was a Sun, but plus Halliburton.
Yep. All right,
All
that's
right,
a good
Miss Mall,
team.
what are you going to go with?
Pull up the calculator to do some math. So
Yeah, I had to do that math in my head. I had to make sure I could calculate correctly.
this is not surprising at all. I'm taking Donovan Mitchell, Jimmy Butler, and Bam. So that totals $12.
Oh, whoa.
Because I want Donovan Mitchell so badly to go to the Heat. Like, so badly. Please make that trade happen. All right.
So you have $3 left for your point guard and your power forward.
From there, I don't know if this is correct because I think he's a center, but I wanted to get Jaren Jackson. Would that work?
You know what, Miss Ma? We'll allow it.
Okay.
No, it will work because he's a power forward.
Okay,
Because
good.
it will work. So
Okay.
you need a point guard for $1. So you have to get Cade.
Yep.
So
then
your team is going to be Cade Cunningham, Donovan Mitchell, Jimmy Butler, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Bam Adebayo. That's a crazy team.
Yeah, I feel
Whose
like
team would win? That'd be
interesting. Like that, I'd like to see that.
That's why the NBA should bring back the draft in the All-Star game so we could see this happen. But no, gosh forbid.
Yeah, exactly.
Unbelievable. But let us know who you guys would pick in the comments for this. You have $15 like us. So I think that would be a very close game. Like,
it'd be interesting because
it would be very close.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see, like, I would actually pay to see that.
Literally. And this is another new segment. We're gonna keep doing this segment, but we'll do it with football. We'll do it with baseball. We'll do it with basketball. We'll do it with everything. So the budget will be different sometimes, but another new segment from your peers.
Very good. I like that. All right. Now we got to talk about some transactions. We're going to be talking about some MLB ones because the trades have been crazy. So the Dodgers unfortunately signed Shohei Ohtani for a 10-year, $700 million contract and 600,000. How do you even say that? 6,800 million.
680 million.
Yeah, of the contract is going to be deferred until the 2034 season. So basically, they're low-key cheating and hacking.
Yeah, literally. So he's getting paid $2 million every year until the contract is over, which is just so stupid.
Yeah. But on the other hand, another sad trade is Ricky Tyler Thomas has been selected by the Atlanta Braves in the Rule 5 draft. Thomas was then traded to the Los Angeles Angels. But good luck to Ricky Tyler Thomas. We're so sad you're not going to be with the Mets this season, but we're still going to follow you and support you wherever you go.
Definitely. We'll check up on him mid-season to see how he's doing, and we'll have a graphic on him on his statistics through the year because we love RTT. He's very nice.
And then former Syracuse Met Jake Mangum has been traded to the Tampa Bay Rays. So there's that.
We'll probably see him with the Durham Bulls when they come through town, so yippee. All right. New York Mets have signed Kyle Crick, the dude that got beat up by Amir Garrett, which is hilarious, Rylan Bannon, and Trace Thompson, who is Clay's brother, to minor league deals. The Yankees have traded Trey Sweeney to the LA Dodgers in exchange for left-handed pitcher Victor Gonzalez and infielder Yorbit de Vivas. Hopefully I'm saying it right. If I'm not, oh well. Chicago White Sox signed former Syracuse Chief Eric Fetty. He was actually the Cy Young Award winner in the KBO, the Korean League. I know it's not called the Cy Young over there, but I don't know what it's called, so it's being called the Korean Cy Young. Oh well. And the San Francisco Giants have signed Jung-Hoo Lee. So they got somebody in free agency finally. They've been waiting 10 million years to do so, but they picked up Mr. Lee. All right, Miss Mom, more transactions.
All right, so the Washington Nationals have DFA'd Jeter Downs. So honestly, not surprising, but
Jeter Downs
he's a
is
player
great
with
autograph.
Oh yeah. All right, and this is probably the one I'm most excited to report on, and that would be the Yankees signing Dennis Santana. So he was with the Mets for part of the season last year, and Kim and I really liked him. So we'll get to see him hopefully when we see Scranton. So that's something to look forward to.
One thing that's just going to be really weird is that he is not going to have a beard. We've never seen him without a beard, and he's going to have to shave it. It's going to look so weird. Like, I mean, we'll recognize him from the tattoos and everything, but just him without a beard is just going to look so weird for a little bit. Yeah.
And then more Yankees news. The Yankees signed Billy McKinley, and he was later traded to the Pirates for international signing money. So that's just kind of dumb in my opinion, but I don't know.
It's just a slap in the face. That's all it is. It's a slap in the face. Like,
yeah,
that's so rude to sign him and trade him the next day. That's so rude.
It really is. Yeah. And then the Oakland A's have signed Mandy Alvarez. So good for him, still playing. I wish we saw him. He was just so funny to heckle, I guess. But good luck to Mandy.
He wasn't originally on the script. Like, I didn't even know that happened, but I looked him up. I'm like, where is he now? And I said, Oakland A's signed him. And I'm like, oh my gosh, just needs to go on the script immediately.
Gotta report it.
Right. Ronnie Mauricio has torn his ACL. So that's what happens when you're a chump like him. So pop fly to you. Some NPB news. We've never reported on Japan baseball before, but it's necessary because we have some peers going over there that we recognize. Franchi Cordero has signed with the Cebu Lions, so he was with Scranton this past year. Best of luck to Franchi. I've always liked him. Hopefully he does well over there. Another good player that we're going to talk about is Andrew Stevenson, former Syracuse Chief, has signed with the Nippon Ham Fighters of the NPB. So congrats to Sivo. Hope he does well over there. He's always been so nice. And then one player we have to report on who we don't really want to report on, but we need to because of the current allegations that he's facing. Jimmy Cordero has signed with the Chibo Lotte Marines of the NPB. And moon to you, Jimmy Cordero, because you pulled a Khalil Lee Jr. So moon to you.
Wow.
I don't know why you went over to Japan, but you did. They're giving you an opportunity for some reason. But yeah, moon to you.
Yeah. All right, moving from baseball to football, we got to talk about the Syracuse football bowl game that is actually coming up. So Syracuse takes on South Florida in the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl in Florida on December 21st at 8 p.m. So that is going to be a very interesting game. I really hope that Syracuse can win because we need to win another bowl game because the last couple seasons have been not the best. And the interim coach or whatever that coached the last Syracuse coach is going to be the head coach for this, so not the new one. So that'll be interesting, but I'm really hoping that they can just get this win. And it's going to be weird because so many of the players have, decided to enter the portal. So it's just kind of going to be weird to see them play together for the last time.
It's going to be like last year how like Michael Jones and Sean Tucker and those type of guys didn't play in the bowl game. It's going to be like the same type of ordeal.
That's true.
Right.
So the team will be a little different, but
yeah, definitely. Getting into the hires and transfers and decommits and all that nonsense. All right, long list here of hires and transfers. So here we go. Syracuse football has hired head coach Fran Brown, Jeff Nixon as the offensive coordinator, Elijah Robinson as the defensive coordinator, Devin Red and Ross Douglas as wide receiver coaches, and Nick Williams as the D-end coach. Not Nick Williams, the baseball player, Nick Williams, the football coach. So those are some new coaches. And then these Syracuse football players have entered the transfer portal or decommitted. We have defensive back Jeremiah Wilson, defensive lineman Francois Knowlton Jr., I think that's how you say it, linebacker Leon Laroi Jr., defensive back Amon Greenwood, defensive back Malcolm Folk, safety Jacoby Seaborn. I tried to combine safety and Jacoby. Linebacker Trayvon Dye, running back Trayshawn Dye, defensive lineman Terry Lockett, running back Ike Daniels, linebacker Josiah Jeffrey, linebacker Matthew Stenborton, and defensive end Jaleel Smith. So Jaleel Smith is the only one that is actually sad because we've had him on the podcast. Best of luck to Jaleel. And the other guys, oh well.
Yeah, I mean, bye-bye.
It is
and then
what it is.
Exactly. And then the following players have committed to Syracuse. So we have wide receiver Jalen Hornsby, running back Yasin Willis, defensive end Jahid Lassane. I'm so sorry if I'm saying your name wrong.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
And then wide receiver Jackson Meeks and wide receiver Emmanuel Ross. So some good pickups. Can't wait to see who else is going to join Cuse because, there's some really good people visiting this weekend. But, please come here. A lot of new coaching staff and stuff. So, honestly, all these new changes could be really good for Syracuse. Can't wait to watch them play next season and see what's new.
Definitely. I'm excited for Fran Brown's tenure as a Syracuse football coach. All right, Miss Ma. So we asked and we received questions on Instagram. We asked if anybody had questions for us to answer on an episode. And surprise, surprise, guys, guess who asked us questions? You have 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Miss Ma, who asked us questions?
That would be Becca.
That is correct. Becca asked 2 questions.
Awesome. We love you. You're so involved in our podcast. We appreciate it. Shout out, Becca.
Shout out, Becca. All right, Miss Ma, the first question.
Becca asked, what made you want to start a podcast? So I feel like we've talked about this a little bit before in our intro episode. If you haven't watched that, obviously go watch that. But honestly, Cam had the idea, we're always talking about sports and we always have great conversations about them. So we're we might as well share them. And at the time, it was not much going on, kind of boring. It was a great productive way to use our time, and we just enjoy doing it, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. And then from that, the vlogs started, and that has become amazing. I mean, when we started the podcast, we were unsure about how to do it and everything. We eventually figured everything out. We got everything fine-tuned. We had guests on it. I mean, that's been awesome. And then the Syracuse Mets season was starting, and I said to Emo, you know what? Let's do a vlog. What's the worst that can happen? It gets 1 view. What's the worst that can happen? So we did it. You guys love the vlogs. I mean, the vlogs get so many more views than the regular episodes, which
they're
is
a lot
awesome.
of fun to make.
But yeah, the vlogs are awesome to make. We love the podcast, obviously, but the vlogs are just something else. I love the podcast episodes. I love the regular podcast, but the vlogs are just my favorite.
They're a lot of fun.
All right, and then the second question is, who are the players you've had the best and worst encounters with or interactions with? So I'll go first. Yeah, literally. Worst interaction, that's pretty easy. I'll go with Jordan Yamamoto. I think I've told the story on the podcast before, but if not, I'll explain again. That was pretty much the worst day, one of the worst days of my life, because the Binghamton Rumble Ponies tried to kill me that day. but I was wearing a Shelby Miller shirt. You guys have seen it in the vlog before, I'm sure. But I was wearing my Shelby Miller shirt, and this was down in Binghamton, and the game got rained out, surprise, surprise. And I asked Jordan Yamamoto to sign, and he said, "Oh, I don't know if I want to because you're wearing that shirt." And I said, "It's a Shelby Miller shirt. It's because he's cool. Maybe if you were cool, I'd have a shirt of you." And he was just so rude, like just the way he said it. Like he didn't even know what was going on. Like he didn't know the backstory behind the shirt. I'm not a Cardinals fan. I never claimed to be a Cardinals fan just because I was wearing a Cardinals shirt. I'm sorry, I like a player, but
Mm-hmm.
I'd say he's one of the rudest. I mean, there's a lot of rude players I can't name off the top of my head because I'd be here for 2 weeks. But nicest player, I would say, I'm going to go with recent because it's on the top of my mind. I'm going to go with Jonathan Arauz just because he'd rack and be nice every time I saw him. There's a lot of nice players that I've liked throughout the years, but that's just off the top of my mind. So that's what my personal thoughts are. Miss Mingo, what do you think? Nicest and rudest players.
Again, it's honestly so many. We would be there for hours if we talked about them all. But I'm thinking like recently, very rude interaction with Ellie De La Cruz. Basically, inside he promised to sign for us. Outside, we get to outside, he signs for like a few kids that are getting like a Wendy's coupon signed or something really dumb. And we're like, you promised us. Like he made full on eye contact with us multiple times. Just really upsetting. We're really looking forward to getting him. And it's just like, that's how you don't get fans, is being rude to people who are trying to support you. And nicest interaction or best, there's a lot of them. I think last year we went to Scranton and then there were some good ones. Greg Bird was great. Shelby Miller, we had a really funny conversation with them guys. And I also always think of like Robinson Cano. He was here in like 2019. He's, a well-known player, but he went down the line inside and signed for everyone. And you really do not get that much, especially from major leaguers. So I wanted to shout out him. But yeah, those are some that really stick out to me.
One or two players that caught my mind when you said Scranton, Ronald Guzman and Oswaldo Cabrera. It was before Oswaldo Cabrera went up. Yep. And Oswaldo Cabrera was so nice. So the funny thing about him is, this is when we were in Scranton. My dad was pulling out of the parking lot and we were leaving because Ron Guzman just came out and we're like, that's Oswaldo Cabrera. Like, please stop, please stop. We got our stuff out of the trunk. We got our stuff out of the trunk and ran up to him and he signed and we took our time and like he was so nice. Like I was like, I'm so sorry. Like I couldn't find his card, but he was so nice, so chill, and he signed for both of us. And that was before he even went up or everything. So I've always liked him since then, and he's always been one of my favorite Yankees, and I'm glad he's gotten the opportunity he has with the Yankees. So those two just caught my mind when you said Scranton. So Miss Mingo, thank you for mentioning Scranton.
They just had a really kind team that year, and honestly, awesome. A lot of awesome players.
Alrighty, another new segment. This episode is filled with new segments. We have the word of the week. So this segment is just going to be words that you guys might not pick up on or know the definition of, that we say like all the time. Like it could be something obnoxious. It could be something we figure out. Like whatever it is, it's just a random word of the week. Kind of like a vocab, if you guys want to think of it that way. So Miss Mingo, a classic word this week. What do we have for the word?
The word is pop fly.
Pop fly. So pop fly is a term created by Kevin Yanks that is just to be goofy. He often yells it to people while graphing post game, and it can be used in any context. Like, okay, so I know obviously there's a pop fly in baseball where the ball is hit and it's a pop fly, but this pop fly term is just used to be goofy. And if you don't know what to say, just yell pop fly. That's what I do. If you don't know what to say, just yell pop fly. So pop fly can be used in any context. So maybe you guys should start using the term pop fly. That'd be very knowledgeable.
Very versatile term.
Definitely. All right. Special segments, and then we are going to get out of here. Cam's take of the week. The Super Bowl oh my gosh, I cannot speak. The Super Bowl this year will be the Ravens and the 49ers. That's my take. I don't know why. I just have a feeling in my iron box that the Ravens and the 49ers are going to be in the Super Bowl this year. Who knows, but that's my personal opinion.
Can I say something to that? I don't know if you guys have seen the theory where, like, the Super Bowl logo, the colors they come out with
I
are
saw
like
that. Yes.
that'll be in it. And this is the one for this year. Oh, you can't see it. The top is red and the bottom is purple. So your prediction could complement that theory. So I could see that happening, though. Both good teams. Very good prediction.
All right, my chump of the week. Returning chump of the week, I should say, is Mark Vientos. And there's no particular reason. Just can't stand him. And I just randomly thought of this while I was writing the script. I was like, who should be my chump of the week? I didn't want to do Benny Williams because he didn't really do anything this week. Syracuse basketball really didn't have a chump, so I'm like, who should it be? And I was like, we're talking about baseball a lot this episode, so Mark Vientos, can't stand you, so moon to you. As Kevin Yanks would say, the CS. So moon to Mark Vientos, can't stand you. You're this week's chump of the week. Miss Mingle, what is your show and tell item this week?
This has been shown in vlogs, but in case you haven't seen, it's a baseball. And the special thing about this baseball is it almost hit me. And it could have been very, very tragic. But if the ball Tyler White tried to hit me with, I inscribed that there in some pink pen. And then up here by the logo, I did #slider because basically he cheated on the Astros. So me and Becca were yelling stuff like curveball, slider. And I had yelled slider that time. And he hits it. It like bounced upper deck and literally almost hit me in the face. So I'm going to keep this forever, but that was not cool.
One thing that's actually pretty funny is that when we went to Rochester, I'm sure this is in the vlog, but when we went to Rochester, he was on Syracuse and we started yelling stuff there, like slider, change up, banging on seats because, the 2017 Astros are cheaters. Yeah. And then what Miss Mall just explained, that was when I was sick. Like I was having a flare up that week, so I couldn't go to the game, but they recorded a vlog and Emal almost got hit, which was just horrible. But then a few weeks later, Tyler White retired. So maybe that was his final moments as a Syracuse Met. I don't know, caught on camera or whatever. But
yeah,
Tyler White baseball, very rude. Do not try to injure Miss Mall. That's very rude. So other than that, you guys, that's pretty much it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. As always, you guys know the usual bollocks that we pull. Miss Mingle, what are we thinking for future content? Probably another weekly episode in our future horizons. Maybe a vlog upcoming soon.
Hopefully.
I'm trying to think of what's coming up. Hopefully there's a vlog. Not too sure yet, but hopefully you guys tune in to whatever content we post because we always try to be as obnoxious as possible. So, as always, salute to your peers. Bye-bye, everyone.